Alrighty, so the test results are in. This is Michael Clough with Parkinson's, and he's also had anxiety since he was very young. So that looks all right. I'm on the PULSAR software, by the way. So normally the first thing I would do is start up the subspace programs and then hop into risks profile, because I'd be looking at neurological here rather than virus or a deficiency or excess of vitamins. I'm guessing it's a deficiency, but let's do neurological first and look at this. And as that's running, I hop into the Matrix Explorer and I look for things like Parkinson's, if it's actually here. Okay, it's recommending something for Parkinson's. As long as I'm here, I may as well click treat all on panel, right? Larynx. Here, unaware autistic. Where's energy pathogens? That's interesting, because I'm wondering, and toxins as well, I'm wondering if there's heavy metal buildup in him, or if there's lesions like on his nervous system or things like that. So we will see what is making things atrophy. And normally, of course, I would click until this is rectified, 85% or higher. But just, just for demonstrative purposes, I'm going to skip that. Tangled and entwined areas, emotions, and the purity of his water. It's all good stuff to discuss with him. Oh, sorry. Oh, what time is it here? Yeah, 9 p.m. You're going to hear a lot of yawning from me. Sorry about that. Cool. So I'm going to not spend too much more time in neurological, deficiency, excess of vitamins. We're on the test again. So it's recommending this for Parkinson's. I'll double click it, it's added to the queue. And then later in the main matrix, you can go back to the queue and imprint that onto water. Make a homeopathic for tremors, that would be nice as well. Double click. Parkinson's disease, chronic. Alrighty then. Interesting that it's in the chronic and not the acute range. I think it'll be a bit difficult to get rid of. Unfortunately, here you cannot do an individual reaction. That needs more processing power. The matrix is just kind of like a copy of a spreadsheet, that kind of a thing. So, 85% or higher, of course, linked to sinus and pancreas. Oh, right, my settings are, that's what I remember. I was doing this without my glasses. I was just doing a session on myself. Size. And so I turned the size up. That's why I can't see anything properly. Okay. I hope you can still see everything properly. And that it should be big enough. Oh, sorry. Okay, now I can see everything on the screen. Right. Tangled and entwined areas, blood and toxicity. So I kind of had a feeling you'd be doing a heck of a lot of detoxing with this guy with Parkinson's, and I think that's essentially what you're going to end up doing. So you can just keep going here. I mean, this is what I would do anyways. I'm sure you have, just as much knowledge as I, or in different areas or whatever, but you can carry on with vitamin deficiency or excess. Click onto homeotoxicology. What was that? Pancreas. That was pancreas and sinus. So just take note of this. Okay, its toxicity is definitely a problem with him. It's, definitely a problem. So he's got to detox a lot. But yeah, so pancreas, and the other one that I forgot because I'm a little bit tired right now. I'd copy paste that, click on here, and then keep going through the homeotoxicology, blah, blah. Click here, run that until it reaches 100. That, normal, this panel. Right. What else? Blood, obviously, you want to do a detox here. So, immune stimulation and blood cleanse, stem cell stimulation as well. which reminds me what I forgot to do at the very beginning. So detoxification of bowel and liver, great. What I forgot to do at the very beginning was shaping function. Here we go. So love is always standard, and we're going to do serotonin for both. You know, it's crazy, but if he's low on cortisol, I would hop back in here and have cortisol in the hormone streaming function. I know it sounds crazy, but cortisol is needed in moderate amounts. Anti-pain, hypothalamic. Oh, there we go. Here we go, hormone. Sorry. I also have this as the part of the shaping function too. And if he hasn't been doing many things, I'd crank it down to like 82. Try to work with him. You know what I mean? Engage. Okay, that must be engaged. And so where were we? Right. Q. Blah 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 blah. Click and drag. Put the water in a metal vessel on top of your silver test tray, or if you've got the coils or whatever, you can just put it in any vessel on top of the coils, because it'll structure it with scalar waves rather than just the metal conductivity. Right. So what I also wanted to look at, return to main matrix, was the chronic Parkinson's individual reaction. So yeah, what I'd normally do for session is set up the subspace programs. Depending on time. I mean, I don't really have to rush too much because the nucleus is pretty fast, but I set up the subspace programs, like 2 or 3 of them in the background. Disease dictionary, 3D body viewer, third eye stimulation, I don't know, something like that. And I set up those background programs as I'm doing the test. I know some people don't like doing that. I don't think it influences the test very much. Test item toxic or needed. Allergic, reactive, toxic system of patient that we already saw with neurological, and slow reactivity toxic system, slow reactivity, deal with mental factors or imponderables, blood, mental factors, and worry. So what I would do is take up toxins and worry and do the harmonic coupling. So obviously we've got Parkinson's. God, I'm all over the place. I'm just too tired. Return to main matrix. Too tired. Where is worry? Where is worry? There we go. I thought I'd be in the chronic area. Anyways, normally I'd have piggybacks. So I'd, starting fresh, what I would do is the shaping function. I'm so sorry. My head is just everywhere. That's the problem when you work more than 12 hours a day. At least for me, I gotta, I don't know, either work shorter days or have a clearer mind or something. So I'd go to the shaping function, and I would put human growth hormone in there, in both hormone and the reward percentage. And I would also do, if he needs it, cortisol. You can change that at any time. You can hop out of here just by clicking close and change that at any time once you get far enough to see where his hormones are at. So I'd set that up. I'd go to the subspace programs and I'd do disease dictionary, probably 3D body viewer or something, or iridology, and pick, depending on your random access memory, pick whatever you'd like. Set up the subspace programs as you're running and doing the test, which takes 3 minutes. And then after the test is done, what I don't do is sit here and click through the matrix and look at stuff, because honestly, that's a waste of like 2.5 minutes. Says the person who works long 12-hour days. So right, and then I just hop right into risks profile after I load up these piggybacks. So the emotions, the main thing, and let's just search for toxicity. Just because we know what's going on. Cigarette smoke, procare. This is going to be another chronic thing. This poor guy. All these chronic stuffs take forever to to get rid of. Oh, come on, man. Mold toxins, okay, chlorine. Just regular old toxicity or something. Ammonium sulfate. Toxicity general. There we go. That'll do. I know it says hold most acute item, but I'm just going to put that in there because, yeah. Okay, you can also just pick whatever you'd like. So after loading up those piggyback things, awesome. Normally people do that and then open up the subspace programs. I just like to get a crack on with the subspace programs as the test is being done, just because, I don't know. I whip through sessions in like an hour with the nucleus, sometimes an hour and a half if I've got a lot of explaining to do to people. Because look at me, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just talking to you. I'm not clicking on anything. So explaining actually takes quite a bit of time. Looking at toxicity. So we've done neurological with the virtual doctor test just to see what it was linked to. We've done vitamin deficiency or excess. If you want, you can have all three of these here, but the last one you put in is going to be the focus of what it's looking at. So double click. So in future, for example, if you know that the neurological problems and the worry, emotional problems and toxicity, vitamin deficiency and excess are all related, for the next session, you can just double click on all of those in succession. And the last one, you can have up to 5, and the last one that you click on is going to be the main focus. So it'll say, toxicity, like up here. If you only have a hammer, you treat everything as a nail. That's the first time I've heard that one. Glandular solution. I'm wondering if there's some kind of thing wrong with his glands, and I'm just going to check and see if it's still recording. Yes, it is. Good. If there's some kind of a glandular solution that's creating the toxic buildup in his system. Oh, good. I apologize. I'm seeing lots of spiritual oppression and karmic backlash these days, I can tell you that. So yeah, liver and bowels are things to work on detox, and the endocrine system. So whatever kind of glandular endocrine thing is going on, so homeotoxicology you already know about. Also the blood, brilliant. I would also go into nutrition. So for me, detox and nutrition are just key. Click on report as long as you're here, and then you can get that simplicity report that's up in here. Right, so I tend to like to click around and see how everything's working or not working. Environment, cancer, exercise, herbal, homeopathy, that's interesting. Iatrogenic and adrenaline. Unmanaged emotional stress. What's B12 at? B12 looks decent. He did say that he's supplementing orally with pretty decent oral supplements. So that could be true then. Okay. And what else? Okay, adrenaline, growth hormone, testosterone. Yeah, these can be worked on, definitely. The growth hormone. You could just double click these as well and just run a short, that bit only. Can't remember where the rectification comes out with that. I don't know if it does. We'll take a look here and see if it comes out. Oh my goodness, I don't think it does, but to be honest, sorry about the yawning. To be honest, this isn't really running in subspace anyways. The most you can do in subspace is not even the risks profile and stuff. These bits here. So like if I don't know if you want to do the subspace, the automated subspace and stuff. that's running would be like balance of bowel flora, etc., etc. Maybe psych disorders, mental stress